Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to day 9 of the 31 Days of Horror. DBougie86 here again. Now, the film I got for you guys today is a creature feature from the land of Italy, and it's from one of my favorite Italian directors out there, and that, of course, is Sergio Martino. And it goes by many titles, but this release from Code Red, it goes under the title of The Great Alligator, yes. As you know, this had previous DVD releases, both respectively from like No Shame and Maya. I believe the No Shame title of this film was The Big Alligator River, and Maya, of course, is titled it Alligator, but Code Red decided to title it The Great Alligator. Like most Italian movies, this one has numerous titles. And very interesting film. This film, of course, stars Barbara Bach, who, if you don't know, is Miss Ringo Starr, of course, and Claudio Casanelli, Mel Ferrer, and has appearance by Richard Johnson, of course, who stars in my favorite horror film of all time, Zombie, of course, the Lucio Fulci film. Pretty much the main plot is when we're introduced to like this new hotel that's being like built to like this resort in this like Amazonian jungle where Barbara Bach's character is like the manager of, and Mel Ferrer's character, Mr. Joshua, is the owner of, and they're doing like some like exploitative like ad stuff for this resort with Claudio Casanelli's character coming and doing photography for this to make ads for like this resort to get it out there. So unbeknownst though, there's a lot of disappearances that start happening around the resort. And we're led to find out that there's like this great like alligator that lives in this river that the natives in the nearby tribe across like the lagoon actually worship as a god. And we learn this from Richard Johnson's character that comes in the film as like a former priest that's actually believes in this god also and has kind of lost his mind when we first meet him. Because when they first meet him, he's like, it's not an animal, it's a demon, and all this stuff. So it's pretty much trying to find out a way to stop this alligator and actually have like the other people that are around them, like the resort heads, like Mel Ferrer's character and his goons, to believe them pretty much. So that's pretty much the main plot of that film. So with that kind of plot, it's kind of in the vein of like Jaws in a way, with like Mel Ferrer trying to cover up like the disappearances of certain people and stuff, and trying to have his resort make money pretty much. And when we add the natives into this, they believe in like this godlike creature, and it's very like taboo, like with like the surroundings of the tension between the tribesmen and like the rich white folk that come to this island to just have a good time pretty much. And what I have to say about that is it is kind of like a slow burner in a sense, because there's not really that many deaths till like the final third act of this film, and then it goes out all out batshit with like alligator attacks and tribesmen attacks pretty much that happen at the very end of this film. So you get like a very slow burn like atmosphere, like trying to figure out the mystery of what's going on with this one, with following Claudio Casanelli's character and Barbara Bach's characters respectively. And really good stuff. I do like the gator that they use. They kind of, it is like a robotic like fake gator and stuff. So it's like it's gonna be cheesy in certain aspects, but they shot it very well. Like they hid like certain aspects of the gator in a way that it's not all that cheesy, especially when it is in the water, that type of deal. And they do like close-ups of his jaws like closing on people and stuff, which adds the tension. And I did like that aspect of it, and I did like the groovy music to this movie. This movie has like this like groovy like synthy soundtrack by Stefani Stavello Cipriani, who does numerous movies. He did like the Bay of Blood soundtrack, and this one's no exception. It's a very awesome score that he did. And interesting side note, this film is actually written by Ernesto Galstado, who's probably known for writing some of the best giallo out there. Like he's written numerous giallos, especially like the Death Walk Twice films, and it's also co-written by George Eastman, of all people, of course. Probably most famously known for his work with like Joe D'Amato and like writing the screenplay for Stage Fright, the original Stage Fright. So you get like that aspect of it, and even though like there's a lot of like tension with like beautiful women and stuff, this film's not overly too sleazy in a way, because there's like characters that you think would have more sleazy scenes. There is like suggested like scenes of like mating rituals and stuff with the tribesmen, and especially one character, the model that they hired to do like this photography shoot, has like a side story with her. She has like a scene with a mating with like a tribes person pretty much, and what ends up happening is you do see like some kind of like suggested stuff, but it's not overly too like sleazy. Like it's not like torso like Sergio Martino style, but there is some like beautiful like aspects of the women in this film that they do use for their advantage. Of course, with like Barbara Bach, who's the most beautiful actress. It's one of those when she's in like these Italian movies, she has like those glowing eyes that go for your soul. But yeah, like interesting like subplots with like other characters, like the main like goon. I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but he's like the main goon that works with like Joshua Mel Ferrera's character, and he has like a subplot where he comes and goes, but I don't really think they go into like what really actually happens to him in this film at the very end, which is kind of interesting. Like what happened to him? You know what I mean? I was like asking myself my question, but overall, fun ass film. Like a lot of like other guest appearances in this film, like Bobby Rhodes from like Demons and Demons 2 is in this, and the little girl from like House by the Cemetery and Murder Rocks in this film too. The little girl that talks to Bob in House of the Cemetery, I can't think of her name off the top of my head, but she's like one of the Patreon's like daughters in this film, and she has some like characteristics and has interaction with our two main leads of the film too, which was very interesting. So if I had to rate The Great Alligator, I'm going to give it a solid 7.5 out of 10. It's a super fun, like, killer creature feature film, Jaws, like, type ripoff film, if you want to call it that. And it has some super fun scenes, but it is kind of like a slow burn. So if you're going to stick with it, the third act's fucking awesome, guys. So 7.5 out of 10 for The Great Alligator. Awesome shit. Alright, guys, this is for day 9. I'll be back tomorrow with day 10. Who knows what I'm going to review. So I'll see you then. Peace out.